So I am in between readings and I want to share a quick message with you before I have to jump into my next session. And like the vast majority of my downloads, I receive them on a daily basis and I try to see if I have enough time to share them. And this is also a good way for me to force myself not to be on live for an hour and longer than that. So I said, let me push this message out before my next reading as fast as quickly and as precise as I can. And what came to me today during my prayers earlier, I heard Spirit say, Spirit taught you how to survive. Hear me out for the next 10 or 15 minutes before I have to go. Hear me out. Please hear me out. I don't know who this message is for. I never do. But if this is for you, you will know it. You will feel it in your spirit. You will feel it in your soul. You just have to open not just your ears, you have to open your heart. So take a deep breath for me in this moment. Whether you think this message is for you or not, take a deep breath. Open up those lungs. Okay. As I share with you the following. Spirit taught you how to survive. This means that there are experiences, situations, trials, and tribulations, life happenings, where you were taught by the divine, by Spirit, by God, by Mother Earth, by the universe, and whatever higher source you believe in, gave you the tools to help you survive. I heard Spirit say, Spirit taught you how to survive. Now Spirit is trying to teach you how to live. Take a deep breath on that. Please take a very deep, conscious breath on that message. When it had to be, Spirit taught you how to survive. Now Spirit wants to teach you how to live. And this comes from the understanding that some of you, in times of need, in times of chaos, in times of turmoil, in times of sudden, abrupt change, in times of trauma, in times of loss, in times of losing a marriage, losing a loved one, losing a home, losing health, right? You were taught how to survive. I'm getting chills as I speak to you. I swear on my ancestors, I'm getting chills as I'm delivering this message. I don't know who the hell I'm talking to, but I'm here to just deliver what I'm getting. And because of the things that you were living through, please hear me out. Escúchenme lo que quiero decir en este momento. Hear me out what I want to say in this moment. As I sit here with you on live for the next 10-15 minutes, since I have to go into my next reading. Somebody out there, I don't know who you are, but somebody out there needs to hear this message that says, Spirit taught you how to survive. Now Spirit wants to teach you how to live. Again, this means that you experienced situations in your life where you were taught by the divine, by Spirit, by God, by whatever higher power and source you believe in. You were taught how to survive because you had to survive. You had to survive a situation. You had to survive the death of people in your family. Maybe whoever this message is for, maybe it's for someone that's always experiencing death. Everyone dies around you for some reason. People have been dying around you since you were very, very young. Or you have experienced many other losses, right? Loss of stability, loss of finance, loss of relationship, both romantic and platonic. You have a hard time trusting people because each time you open your heart to allow someone into your personal life, they let you down. You all have a fallout. Something just breaks. ¿Verdad? It's always a struggle to make ends meet, to survive. You've been taught how to survive. Life has taught you how to survive. Grandma taught you how to survive. Come on now, somebody. Mama taught you how to survive. But could it be possible that a message that Spirit is trying to deliver here today, before I jump into my next reading, is that because many of us have been deeply taught how to survive, we have failed to learn how to live. I swear, I don't have to swear. I'm here to deliver a message. I'm a spiritual healer. Okay, I'm a spiritual life coach. I am also, as I always say, like a broken record, an imperfect human being, because there's nothing perfect about my black ass. But let me tell you something. As I sit here delivering this message right now in this moment before jumping into my next reading, I'm getting chills. And whether this message is for you or for somebody that you know, I needed to come on here and tell you what I had received earlier today before starting my readings for the day. I heard Spirit said, you were taught how to survive, but Spirit wants to teach you how to live. Circumstances you've been through, chaos, loss, trauma, issues, financial issues, health issues, whether you are someone that have encountered a lot of health up and down throughout your life, ¿verdad? You've been living on survival mode. You've been taught by Spirit how to survive. Why? You've been taught by Spirit. You had to be taught how to survive because if not, you would have died. You were taught how to survive. You had no choice but to learn how to survive. Because if not, you would have died. That even rhymes, okay? But Spirit wants to teach you how to live. How to live outside of survivor mode. How to live outside of paycheck to paycheck. How to live outside of fear. How to live outside of high walls. I don't let nobody in. I don't trust nobody. I don't want nobody around me. I'd rather be by myself. Leave me alone. And who are you? And what do you want from me? You were taught by your mama how to survive. You were taught by grandma how to survive. You've been taught by society how to survive. You've been taught by your community how to survive. And if you are black like I am, okay, society has trained us. Listen to my choice of words. Society has trained us how to survive because there was never an intention for us to learn how to thrive. Do you hear me? I don't care if this message is just from one person on this live, because I'm going to be bold and transparent and very raw. I get to learn this message as well. I get to learn this message at the very same time that I'm delivering it to you. I've always told you all, if you've been following me for a long time, I've always told you all, I'm not your idol. Don't idolize me. There's a lot of things that I, on a day-to-day basis, struggle to change and fight to change my mind about, and fight to see things differently, to see myself differently, to see life differently. So this message is for you, for me, and for all of us. We've been taught how to survive, but we were not given the tools on how to live. And it's very difficult for us to put into practice something that's never been mirrored, something that has never been taught directly to us, something that we don't have a model to go by. I will go as far as to say, because we have a survival mode ship inserted energetically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually inside of us, even when having access, I'm getting chills again, even when having access to things that can offer us a better quality of life, we quickly shut it down. And the outsiders will be quick at criticizing us for shutting down an opportunity. How about the fucking fact that maybe I am shutting down an opportunity because I don't even see it as an opportunity, because I was never taught that it could be an opportunity, or I don't see it possible for me. I can celebrate it in you, but I don't see it possible for me. I can tell you to do X, Y, and Z, but because I don't see it possible for me, because I am in survival mode status, I have a survival mode brain, I have a survival mode history, I have a history of ancestors that were in continuous survival mode. What I see, sometimes I fail to allow myself to believe. Am I speaking to anyone in this moment? This goes as for how you look at love and romance, and how you look at your health, and how you look at your finances, and how you look at your family dynamics, and how you are in relationship with your parents, how you are in relationship with yourself. Do you hear me? Does anyone hear me? Do I just sound crazy to you, or does this make sense to you? I believe, I feel, I see, and I hear that the universe, spirit, the divine, is trying to teach many of us how to learn how to live. How to learn how to live. Am I the only one on this live right now that sometimes, Lord, I have to admit to something that sounds embarrassing, but let me tell you something. It may sound embarrassing, but I have no shame. Am I the only one in this live that sometimes picks up a book that is meant to be a great book? It's meant to be, a great book that offers information, teachings. And you read the book, or you get through the first couple of chapters, or you read a couple of things, and Lord and behold, it just doesn't stick. It just doesn't stick. And because we are humans, the first thing that we do, we blame ourselves, right? We blame ourselves. I'm dumb, I'm stupid, I'm this, I have a bad brain, I'm getting old, I just can't remember things anymore like I used to, blah, blah, blah. These are my excuses. I can't do this, I can't do that, blah, blah, blah. Oh my God. I just don't have the mental space, oh, blah, 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 blah. Some of us may blame it on ADD, some of us might blame it on ADHD, some of us might blame it on some kind of mental health issue or block or what have you. Some of us might be labeled with a learning disability. And all these things might be true. I'm not saying they're not. Please do not put words in my mouth. I'm not saying that all these possibilities are not true. But what I am saying that it also is true that we have a ship, we have a DNA, we have an energy inside within that was formed on survival mode. And we have to be able to release. We have to be able to let go. We have to be able to learn how to cut the cord with such survival mode, energy, entity, spirit, vibration, whatever you want to call it, whatever word fits better for you, pick it. So that then we can welcome the opportunity, the possibility to make room to learn how to live, baby. Because I don't know about you, but I know that I do not want to spend the rest of my life continuing to live on survival mode. And let me tell you how tricky, let me tell you how much of a liar, oh my God, please, Spirit, come through. Let me tell you how much of a liar survival mode is. Yes, I'm calling survival mode a liar. Why am I calling survival mode a liar? I am in this moment calling survival mode a liar because survival mode will have us thinking that the way we're doing it is perfectly fine. Why? Because we've been doing it like that for a very long time. We've been doing it in that manner for a long time. And that which you do for a long time becomes your normal. And that which we normalize becomes our day of life, becomes our way of life, becomes our way of being, becomes our way of thinking, becomes our way of analyzing, our way of making decisions, our way of going about life. So it will trick us into thinking that, you know what, this is not that bad. Yeah, I'm not rich. Yeah, I don't have, $500,000 sitting in the bank. Yeah, I don't have what those people over there have, but I'm okay. And then yet I ask you, are you really okay? Or have you normalized your survival mode to such a degree that you don't see it as a problem? Have you built such a deep, deep relationship with survival mode that you cannot even picture yourself living outside of it? Does that make sense to you? So for those of you that can identify with this message, I have to get off. I have a reading at 5 p.m. For those of you that can identify with this message, I invite you to start purging, we have to start fasting. And no, I'm not saying this because we are, in what's this time period called? It slips my mind right now. In Spanish, we call it Cuaresma. I forget what it's called in English right now. We are in Cuaresma, right? Until that's Catholic, right? Anyway, I'm not saying it because we are in this time period of religion, Lent. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. We're not, I'm not speaking about it from a point of Lent, right? Religious or Catholicism or Christianity or what have you. I'm speaking about it from the lens of being able to purge, being able to fast from my own mental blocks, fasting from my own feelings of unworthiness or shame, fasting from incapacity, fasting from I don't know how to this, I don't know how to that, fasting from ideas and behaviors and words and thoughts and beliefs, that it all boils down to keeping us in survival mode. So Spirit came earlier to me and said, Spirit has taught you how to survive. And we were taught how to survive because if we had not survived, we would have died. But Spirit wants to come into your life, my life, our life this year to teach us how to live. And in order for us to start really learning how to live, we are going to have to dismantle, break down, break free from anything that we thought needs to be in place, because we are wired backwards. We are wired in a way through indoctrination, through brainwashing, through being ostracized, to being pushed in situations, through gentrification, through not having access to good food, because good food and Whole Foods and Sprouts and all these other places that offer better foods aren't in areas that are for more of people that are more affluent or what have you. They're placed in areas where people have better access to it. They're better. You don't see a Whole Foods and you don't see a Sprouts and you don't see these places that offer better food quality in lower income areas, right? So this is not just at the spiritual level. This is not just, religious or spiritual. This has nothing to do with religion. This has to do with the fact that we've been living in a world, we've been living in a community, we've been living in a society that has made it a point for us to learn how to survive, but it was never meant for us to learn how to thrive, much less learn how to live. Live what? Live how? Live fully. Fully. I might come back after my next reading, since it's my last reading. I might come back to allow Spirit, to dive a little deeper into this. If you care to listen to this, I might come back. But I just needed to get that out of my system. I really needed to get this message out of my system and deliver it to you, to whomever this message was for. I pray that you share this life. Please share this life. Please share this very short life. It doesn't hurt you. It ain't going to take you longer than just clicking some things and just sharing this life. Because we need to set the tone. We need to be able to open up. We need to be able to learn how to connect. We need to be able to open up that energy that allows us to step into the fullness of our true self. The fullness, step into the fullness of our true self. Over and out.